are watercolours good for beginners? When we first begin painting and drawing, most of us start with watercolours. Today we're going to have a look at the reasons for this and consider if it's a good way for us to begin. Like many of you, when I first started taking evening classes for painting and drawing, I was instructed to take along watercolour equipment for myself. Many courses for adults are held in either village halls, schools or colleges, and watercolours are good for these settings for a couple of reasons. Firstly, they are very portable and lightweight. Secondly, they're very easy to clean up after. If you do get them on the table or on your clothes, they're very easy to wash off because they are water soluble. Another practicality is that watercolours are very easy to access, and this makes it easy for the tutor to teach everybody the same when they all have the same equipment. Also, from the tutor's point of view, teaching ink and watercolour is a good way to combine teaching both drawing and painting in one lesson. These are all positive reasons for us to start out with watercolours when we're beginning. There are some cons, and I will come to those in a little while. Unlike oil paints, watercolours don't require any additional purchases, such as quick drying mediums, varnishes and solvents, and overall this means that they are less expensive. Watercolours also lend themselves to subjects such as flowers and landscapes, which are very popular with beginners. Most evening classes are just a couple of hours, and another advantage of watercolours is that they dry very quickly, and you can also speed up the drying process with a hairdryer. This isn't the case with oil paints, which will be quite tricky to teach in a couple of hours when you need to leave them to dry for several days. I began with watercolours and still very much enjoy using them, although over time as my styles developed I've moved on to using acrylic paints, and I use the soft bodied ones. I will do a video about this another day about how my style developed and why I chose acrylics. And this brings me to the downsides or cons of using watercolours. And actually this is something we can turn into a positive, so it's not really a con at all. That is that watercolours are, in my opinion, the most difficult medium, the most difficult paint to use. Correcting mistakes with watercolours can be very tricky, and it's always difficult knowing just how much water to use. So why do I think that this is a good thing? Well, because if you can practice with watercolour and overcome all the obstacles it presents, you'll have absolutely no problem moving on to oil and acrylic and other media and finding them very easy in comparison. I recommend starting with watercolours like I did and practicing as often as you can, on a daily basis if you do have the time. Use that time to familiarise yourself with all your materials, with your brushes and your paper, and notice how much water both your brushes and your paper hold and how much water you need to add to your paint. Practice your drawing skills and have fun experimenting with all the different colours that you have. Doing this over time, your confidence will grow and your style will develop. Finally, I would really love to see some of your watercolour paintings, whether you're just starting out or whether you've been having a go for a while. If you're on Instagram and you put them on there, please do tag me at Lawson Art, that way I can see them and have a look at them. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me about using your watercolours or anything else, please do put those in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.